Are there advantages to aging? Yes, I am Debbi-Jo Horton, and welcome to Advantages to Aging. Join my guests and I as we discuss aging and what makes for a healthy lifestyle, which results in a quality life. Thank you for joining me today. Hello, everybody. This is DJ Horton, and we are back for a second time with Jenna Minniti, who gave us such great tips a little while ago on how to maintain and not gain over the holidays. And I thought, you know what, there's so much great information that she has to share that we need to do this again before the end of the year, because there are traps that can befall us when we set unreasonable expectations. Welcome back, Jenna.
Thank you so much for having me again. So happy to be with you.
So I'm so happy to have you with us as well. And now that we've kind of maintained and not gained over the holidays, as we're approaching the year end, I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. The first being, how can we avoid falling into the mindset that we have to set weight loss resolutions every single new year?
Yes, this is such a trap that so many people fall into. I used to definitely be one of those people, hands down. I will admit it. But what we really want to focus on is anything other than a number. We think that if we reach a certain weight, then we're going to be happy, and we're going to have everything that we want. But instead of focusing on a weight, let's focus on maybe more movement during the week. More movement during the week is going to lead to weight loss. Or let's say you start a simple plan of, maybe just eating breakfast. There's a lot of people who don't eat breakfast out there. So just by, eating breakfast and ramping up your metabolism first thing in the morning, that's going to help you lose weight. So instead of having that actual number in mind and saying that I have to, starve myself and work out 6 days a week and kill myself to get to this weight, instead, let's shift that and say, what are some small lifestyle changes that I can do that will maybe lead to weight loss and also me feeling better?
That's awesome. Yeah, I think more importantly than a number on a scale is how well we fit in our own skin and how we feel about ourselves. And I love the fact that, making the goal, developing healthy habits instead of, losing X number of pounds, I think that really sets us all up for success. So I guess the question is, should I be avoiding all diets? Or how, maybe a better way to ask it is, how do I create a sustainable lifestyle change that helps me overall?
Mm-hmm. So the really interesting thing about diets is there's actually a lot of research out there that shows that when people go on diets, more than half the time, probably at least 90% of the time, they are gaining the weight back, if not more. And that's because diets set us up for failure. We're not meant to restrict foods. We're not meant to live in this little box of foods we can and cannot eat, because that's not how life works. So if there's any type of fad diets out there that's telling you to take out a whole food group, or to replace your whole meals with this shake multiple times throughout the day, you want to run far away from those.
Yeah,
because that's not sustainable, right? We can't live our life like that. So instead, we want to focus on those small lifestyle changes that's really going to lead to longevity and reaching those goals. So that's like, I think I mentioned a little bit earlier. So just little small things, like maybe eating breakfast, even if it's not a full breakfast, just have a snack in the morning. Just that little change can, like I said, really pick up the metabolism and help weight loss if that's your goal. Just really focusing on little parts of your day where you can make those small changes. Maybe it's drinking some water with lunch. Maybe it's going for a walk when you get home. It's little small things. We tend to think we have to do these huge changes, but that's really not what the science says. The science says those small tweaks are where the magic happens.
I would agree with that. I don't know how many times that, people think that just because I'm going to start this diet, I'm going to lose tens, 20, 30 pounds. And the reality is that most likely you did not put it all on quickly. So why on earth would you think it's going to come off quickly? And
That's a
I hate the
great point.
fact I hate the fact that when you do a diet, it's like not only do you gain back the weight that you lost, but they bring friends. Like, who wants those extra pounds? Like, no, forget that. So now,
Right?
what I didn't mention to all of you is that Jenna is also a registered dietitian and a certified personal trainer. And I know that sometimes it gets a little bit confusing that some people I know they say they're a dietitian and other people say that they're a nutritionist. So like, is there a difference? How can one help versus the other in terms of maintaining or even reaching wellness?
I am so glad you asked that question because I think there's a lot of people that don't know that there are between a dietitian and nutritionist. So a dietitian has to complete at least a 4-year degree. We also have to complete a year-long dietetic internship where we're working in the field for a full year. We also have to take an exam that we pass, and then we also have to get licensed to have continuing education credits every 5 years. So there's lots of little things in place in order for a dietitian that we have to check off in order to become a dietitian. With nutritionists, it's a much different story. So basically, anyone who has taken a nutrition course can call himself a dietitian, or anyone who has completed a 4-year degree can call themselves a dietitian. There's really no rules or regulations there, and that is not me saying that all nutritionists, that you shouldn't be listening to them, because there are some great ones out there who are really, really helping people, but there are also some out there that are spreading lots of misinformation.
So just to be clear, because I think you might have done what I oftentimes do, interchange those. You said when they take a nutrition course, they can call themselves a dietitian. Did you mean they can
I'm
call
sorry.
themselves a nutritionist?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you for that. Thank you for catching me.
I know sometimes we get a little bit nervous when we know we're being recorded.
Looking to take the important steps towards a slimmer, healthier you? We're here to help. Neora Fit combines a line of innovative dietary supplements that support your body around the clock with sustainable lifestyle habits that help you achieve and maintain your fitness and weight loss goals. We've spent years researching the right ingredients and technologies to help support a sustainable, fit lifestyle. Not only are these products true to our promise of providing natural and clean formulations to provide you with scientifically backed results, but we've combined the product with a program based on the principles of the book, The Slight Edge, giving you healthy daily disciplines that help you compound your results over time. And we've also developed a support system to share fitness knowledge and encourage you every step of the way. Back to the show.
So one last question I want to just kind of throw in there too is that I sometimes hear people refer to themselves as a dietitian. Other times I hear them say that they're a registered dietitian. And even sometimes I hear them say that they're a certified dietitian. Is there a difference? Or is it just their preference?
It's just their preference. So in order, to the full title is a registered dietitian. So I think sometimes, sometimes I just call myself a dietitian, but it's the same as registered dietitian. And a certified dietitian, I've actually have not heard that before, but it must just mean, they're just putting a little bit different spin on it. But if we're using the word dietitian, then I'm sure they absolutely have those qualifications.
Okay, awesome. That is great to know because sometimes, as I said, I hear people refer to themselves differently, and I didn't know whether or not that's, like a lot of times people, if you're talking about the CPA world, they'll say they're a CPA. Others will say that they're an accountant, and some of them, they'll say they're an accountant, but they're really a bookkeeper. So, and there really is a difference between them. So, and I'm a recovering CPA. So I just wanted to make sure that I understood because there is clearly a very big difference between a CPA an accountant and a bookkeeper. And I spent a lot more money than most people to make sure that I can call myself a CPA. So a registered dietitian, I'm sure, feels the same way when someone who has the ability to be a nutritionist says that they're a dietitian and they haven't gone through the expense and financially as well as emotionally and time-wise to be able to be that. So, and to that end, I oftentimes think that, if you are getting information and you're not sure whether or not it's information that you can really stake your life on, but let's face it, we're talking about nutrition and weight goals and lifestyle. Wouldn't you want to be getting that information from someone is keeping up with all of the science, all of the trends because of that continuing education? So I really appreciate your insights so much, Jenna. It has really helped to make things crystal clear for me. Is there any last minute thing that we haven't discussed that you really want to make sure that our listeners know about?
So I think the only other thing that I would really like to touch on just super quickly is just to listen to your body. There's so many external influences out there that are telling us to eat this or try this or take the supplement. But what I know and what the science knows is our body is so much smarter than we are. So if we can tune in with what our own body needs and wants, we are going to be able to reach our wellness goals that much quicker because we're aligning with our own selves and our own needs.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure what you meant is listen to your body and not your brain, because oftentimes our brain is the one that's telling us about the cravings.
Oh, yes, it's so true. Yeah, our brain is very powerful.
It is. And, and the biggest job it has is to keep us safe. And oftentimes, there's a lot of other emotional baggage that goes along with that. So remember that there is a lot of life to live and you want to do it as healthily as possible. This is Debbi-Jo Horton reminding you to use this information to your advantage. And if you have any questions, make sure that you drop your comments in the comments. All of Jenna's contact information will be there in the show notes. And I'm sure that she would be happy to answer any of the questions that you might have. Happy New Year.
Oh my gosh, yes. Happy New Year.
Do you think one of the biggest advantages to aging is all the knowledge we gain along the way? Me too. What did you learn today? Share with me in my Facebook group with the same name as this podcast, Advantages to Aging. Now hit subscribe so you don't miss all the tips to come in future episodes.